Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter 4, Atomic Structure and Chemical Bonding. In this video, I am going to explain you about the definition of an element and an atom, discovery of electrons, protons and neutrons. We will discover electron, proton and neutrons, Thomson's model of an atom, Rutherford's model and Bohr's model of an atom. Let us start with the definition of element. What is an element? An element is a pure substance which is made up of only one type of atoms. That means only same types of atoms are present in an element, and that atoms can neither be decomposed nor be formed from simple substances by any physical or chemical method. For example, if we take iron, iron is an element which cannot be split up into two or more simpler substances by any physical means, that is heating, breaking or passing electricity. Like iron, there are many other elements: gold, silver, sodium, potassium and many more. Let us see what are atoms. Atoms are the smallest particle of an element. It is also called the ultimate particle because it is the smallest one, and it has all properties of the element, but they may or may not exist independently. That means atoms may exist independently or may not exist independently. It depends on their reactivity. Noble gases, they are less reactive, so their atoms exist independently, whereas most of the other elements, they are reactive, so their atoms not exist independently. Let us see with example. If we take a small piece of iron and grind it, we get very fine particles of iron. These particles are attracted towards magnet. That means they show the property of the iron, and one situation will come, the fine particles may not be divided further. That means they are the ultimate particle and they are the atoms. Let us move to the next topic, discovery of electrons. J.J. Thomson, he performed discharge tube experiment, and why the discharge tube experiment? He discovered electrons, and the electrons are negatively charged particles. Let's see with this diagram. Here is the discharge tube. It is made up of very hard glass. In it, there are two electrodes, cathode and anode. Cathode is negatively charged and anode is the positive one. Vacuum pump is also attached with the discharge tube, and these electrodes are connected to a very high voltage generator. It is of about 10,000 volt. A gas is kept into it at a very low pressure. Generally, air is poor conductor of electricity. When the connection was given, that means electricity passed, but air as very poor conductor, so electricity does not pass. But when the pressure reduced, electricity passed into the tube, and it was found that some rays were coming from the cathode, and as these rays were coming from cathode, that means they have the negative charge, they were moving towards the anode. So in this way, these rays, as they have the negative charge, they were considered as the electrons. And here is a note for you: electrons are negatively charged, but atoms are found to be electrically neutral. If there are only electrons in the atom, then atom should be negatively charged. So there must be another a positively charged particle which make an atom neutral, which is inside the atom. It leads to the discovery of protons. Let us see the discovery of protons. Eugen Goldstein repeated the Thomson's experiment, this discharge tube experiment, but in this experiment he took perforated cathode in the middle of the discharge tube, and he found that some rays were coming, but these rays were not actually coming from the anode. Some rays were coming from the perforated cathode rays and moving towards the anode, and they were the positively charged, so they were considered as the protons. You will see in the book. So students, in this way electrons and protons were discovered. Protons and electrons were discovered. So this is the human nature. They try to find out how they are arranged in the atom. What is the place of electron and the proton inside the atom? First one, J.J. Thomson gave a model, that is the J.J. Thomson's model of an atom. Let us see what is the model. According to him, an atom is considered to be a sphere of uniform positive charge, and electrons are embedded into it. Let us see in the figure. It is considered, atom is considered as the positively a sphere. Inside it electrons are embedded. That means the whole sphere is made up of positively charged protons and electrons are inside it. The total positive charge is equal to the total negative charge. That means the number of electrons is equal to the number of protons, so that atom is electrically neutral. And third one, the mass of the atom is considered to be uniformly distributed. It was the J.J. Thomson's model of an atom, but here was a limitation. He did not prove it experimentally. So this model was discarded. Then Rutherford, he gave another model of an atom. According to him, an atom consists of two parts. One is the nucleus and another is the extranuclear part. Nucleus and extranuclear part. The size of the nucleus is very small as compared to the atom. The mass of an atom is mainly of the nucleus. That means the total mass is concentrated in the nucleus. The electrons revolve around the nucleus. Electrons, they revolve around the nucleus at a very high speed in a circular path. An atom as a whole is electrically neutral, as they have the same number of electrons and same number of protons. Here again there was a limitation. It failed to explain the stability of an atom, because when the electrons are moving around the nucleus, so they will radiate energy. That means they will lose energy and ultimately they will fall into the nucleus and the atom will destroy. But we know atoms are highly stable, and Rutherford could not answer this one. Next, Niels Bohr, he explained how the atoms are stable in spite of the movement of the electrons. According to him, the electrons revolve around the nucleus. The electrons revolve around the nucleus in circular paths. These circular paths are orbits or shells. The orbits are also known as energy levels or energy cells and called K, L, M, N or 1, 2, 3, 4. In this figure you can see the first one K cell, second one L cell, M cell, N cell, and electrons revolve around it. In the center there is the nucleus. The order of the energy, that means each cell have different energy. The order is in such a way the energy of L cell is more than K, M is more than L, N is more than M, and so on. And more important thing, while revolving around the nucleus, when the electrons revolve around the nucleus, they neither gain or nor lose energy as they have negligible mass. The mass of electron is considered as negligible, so they don't lose energy. That's why they continuously move and they don't fall in the nucleus. But students, in chemistry there are many limitations. Some limitations also came to this idea. It gave no idea about the shape of the molecule formed by the combination of atoms, and sometimes it was found that electrons jump to the lower energy level to the higher energy level. But according to him, electrons move in their fixed path. Sometimes electrons jumps. So students, it was the discovery of electron, proton and models of Thomson and Rutherford. Let us move to the discovery of neutrons. Atoms contain equal number of electrons and equal number of protons. If an atom contains 5 electrons, then it will contain 5 protons. Out of them, electrons have negligible mass. The mass of electron is negligible. So the total mass of the atom is the mass of proton only. But it was found that what is found? Let us see with the example. In case of carbon, number of electrons is equal to 6. So it has negligible mass. Number of protons is equal to 6. That means 6 unit mass. But the atomic mass of carbon is 12. It shows that there is another particle which is present inside the atom. That's why 12 minus 6 is equal to 6. It has the mass equal to the mass of proton. So, dear students, James Chadwick in 1932 discovered these particles by bombarding light nuclei like beryllium with alpha particles like helium nuclei. Actually, alpha particles are the helium nuclei which have 2 positive charge and mass 4. Let us see in the reaction. Beryllium, atomic number 4, mass number 9, react with alpha particle and forms carbon 12 and 1 neutron. Here 0 shows the charge and 1 shows the mass. Neutron has no charge and 1 mass. These particles were found to be neutral, so they were termed as neutrons. So dear students, with a great difficulty we come to know the discovery of the electrons, protons and the neutrons. I hope you understood how these things were discovered. If you find this video helpful, you like it, thank you, have a nice day.